Alright, anime fans, if the drifters are history's greatest badasses thrown into a fantasy world, then the ends are history's greatest tragedies turned into nightmares. These aren't simply villains, these are legendary figures who were betrayed, tortured, abandoned, or broken by the world they once lived in, and instead of moving forward like the drifters, they snapped. Now they want revenge against humanity itself. And honestly, some of them are scary as hell. So coming at number 7 is Anastasia Romanoff. Imagine being one of the most famous victims in history and returning with the power to freeze people solid. That's Anastasia. She possesses powerful ice abilities capable of freezing enemies and slowing entire groups of soldiers. The problem, compared to the monsters above her, she simply lacks the same level of battlefield impact. She's dangerous, but she's not wiping out armies alone. Why she's number 7 is because she has powerful elemental abilities effective against normal soldiers, limited large-scale destruction against regular armies. She's terrifying. But against top-tier drifters, not so much. At number 6 is Gilles de Rise. Now things start getting ugly. This absolute lunatic can fight like a mad beast. He's like a Frankenstein version who doesn't feel pain and can keep on fighting. Imagine fighting medieval soldiers 1 minute. Then suddenly, a giant beast shows up and starts wrecking everything. That's Gilles. Why he's number 6 is because he has massive summon potential, can devastate large groups, highly destructive with his weapon. The only reason he's not higher is because his effectiveness depends heavily on the environment. Still scary as shit though. Coming at number 5 is Jeanne d'Arc. This version of Jeanne is heartbreaking. The real Jeanne fought for her people. The end version wants to burn the damn world down, literally. She controls devastating flames capable of turning battlefields into living hell. And unlike many ends, she attacks with pure rage. You can practically feel her hatred every time she appears. Why she's number 5 cause of asterisk massive firepower, area of effect, destruction, can annihilate armies. One angry Jeanne can turn hundreds of soldiers into ashes. That's terrifying. At number 4 is a well-known figure, Rasputin. Now we're entering the truly dangerous territory. Because Rasputin doesn't need overwhelming strength. His real weapon is manipulation. The guy is basically a walking psychological nightmare. He influences people, corrupts them, twists them, and creates chaos without even lifting a weapon. Why he's number 4 because of asterisk psychological warfare, asterisk strategic manipulation, massive influence over others. Physical power isn't always the most dangerous thing. Sometimes the smartest bastard in the room is the real threat. At number 3, we have Hijikata Toshizo. This guy is what happens when death decides it isn't enough. Hijikata commands undead armies. Read that again. Undead armies. Killing his soldiers doesn't matter. They just keep coming again and again and again. Meanwhile, Hijikata himself is an elite swordsman capable of tearing through opponents personally. Why he's number 3? Because he has immortal undead forces, elite combat ability, incredible battlefield control. Fighting him would be an absolute nightmare. You're basically trapped in a zombie apocalypse with a samurai general leading it. At number 2 is Minamoto no Yoshitsune. The anime intentionally keeps many of his abilities mysterious, and that's exactly what makes him terrifying. Every hint suggests he's one of the strongest beings in the entire world, not just among the ends. Among everyone, his reputation alone makes people nervous. Why he's number 2? Because he has legendary combat skill, exceptional leadership, implied overwhelming power. The scary part, we probably haven't even seen everything he's capable of. And finally, at number 1 is the strongest end, the Black King. And then there's this bastard. The Black King isn't simply powerful. He's on an entirely different level. While other ends focus on destruction, the Black King creates. He can heal wounds, create resources, grow food, inspire armies, build civilizations. At first, that doesn't sound terrifying. Then you realize something. The Black King can create entire nations loyal to him, entire armies willing to die for him, entire populations that worship him. And suddenly, you understand why he's the greatest threat in the series, why he's number 1. Because he has world-changing influence, army creation, asterisk leadership, strategic brilliance, and supernatural abilities. Most villains can destroy a kingdom. The Black King can build one, and that's much scarier. Final thoughts. What makes the end so fascinating isn't just their power, it's the tragedy behind them. Many of these people were once heroes, leaders, warriors, symbols of hope. Then history broke them. Now they're the monsters standing against humanity. And honestly, that's what makes the end some of the most compelling villains in anime. Because underneath all the fire, ice, undead armies, and supernatural powers, they're really just broken legends who lost faith in the world. And that's a hell of a lot scarier than any dragon or demon. That's it for today. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe for more anime content.